Welcome back. You're joining us now on Deep Dive on NewsX. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. We're beginning with a deeply disturbing story from Mohali that has sent shockwaves across Punjab and reignited concerns about violence linked to failed relationships and workplace safety. A 30-year-old woman, Dimple, who was reportedly preparing for a wedding in the coming days, was brutally stabbed to death inside her workplace by her former partner and colleague, Harjinder Mann, inside a company office at Bestech Mall in Mohali. The incident was captured on CCTV cameras in which Harjinder Mann is repeatedly attacking Dimple. Police say the victim suffered dozens of knife wounds. Reports suggest Dimple was attacked 34 times by Harjinder. Investigators say the accused, who allegedly had a previous relationship with the woman, confronted her inside the office premises. What followed, according to police findings and CCTV evidence being examined by investigators, was a violent assault that ended in the woman's death. Investigators are also examining the history between the victim and the accused. Reports indicate that the two had previously been in a relationship. However, that relationship had ended. The accused was allegedly unable to come to terms with the breakup and had been trying to reconcile with the victim. A CCTV video of the incident has come to the fore. Let's quickly break it down now for you frame to frame. This CCTV footage is from Thursday evening from Dimple's office in Mohali. The company is a private packers and movers company located near Bestech Mall in Phase 11, Sector 66 of Mohali. According to CCTV footage being examined by investigators, Harjinder attacked Dimple while Dimple was seated at her workstation. There is a knife in his hand and he attacks her while she was sitting down. The next frame shows Harjinder repeatedly trying to attack Dimple while Dimple stands up from her seat, trying to protect herself. Harjinder then chases her. The other CCTV that is surfacing online is from the angle outside the door of the company. In this frame, Harjinder is holding Dimple's hair, trying to drag her out of the office. Another man wearing a white t-shirt, we're assuming is Dimple's colleague. He tried to rescue her from Harvinder's grip. The next frame shows Harjinder managing to drag Dimple out of the door. Another colleague tries to come for her rescue. Harjinder intimidates the colleague by showing them the knife. The next frame shows the deed, the horrific deed. He stabs her while she is on the floor multiple times. Colleagues are trying to rescue her, but to their dismay, Harjinder continues to stab her, crouching low, covered by the translucent gate. At this moment, 3 colleagues are outside the gate, 2 men, 1 woman. In this specific moment, Harjinder is continuously stabbing her, repeatedly without any break. By then, few more people rush upstairs. Dimple is dead by now. The frame of CCTV changes, one that also shows Dimple's desk. Harjinder tries to stab himself. He repeatedly hits his neck on both sides. Their colleagues are standing outside, a dismal sight. While Dimple succumbed to injuries and died, Harjinder is critical but recovering in the hospital. The tragedy has now prompted discussions about security arrangements at workplaces and the need for effective intervention when threats or harassment are reported. A young woman who was preparing for marriage, looking ahead to a new phase in life, is now at the center of one of the most shocking crime stories to emerge from Mohali in recent times. Dr. Kapil Kakkar, psychologist, is joining us live. Dr. Kakkar, what do you make of this, this string of events and this footage also that has come to light, which really shows a killer mindset in the way her former lover stabbed Dimple to death?
Yes, indeed. It's highly unfortunate. And it is a classic case of emotional despair that comes from loss of identity. When two people are in a relationship and when they are in a relationship for a very long time, and there is a deep bonding wherein there's been a collective identity that shapes up, where they have dreams having together. When suddenly that dream breaks, like in this case, I understand that the girl was getting married to someone else. So the coping of mechanism of this man was extremely poor because for him, it was not only the loss of a lover, but loss of his own identity. So it is a kind of a depressive state of mind, which is triggered again by a chemical called dopamine, that which the person gets obsessed. Also, there is a narcissistic injury in this, that what is the world going to say? So there is a feeling of embarrassment or humiliation. That is where the person thinks the best thing is that I should kill my lover and then I should take my life away. So these are the kind of thoughts which keep going, and over a period of time, the person starts to plan and strategize, because there is also an element of entitlement. When people they start feeling that the partner is not a partner, but they have full control, like having a control over an object. And when they feel that they are losing that control, is where they are unable to accept the reality. In fact, we don't know where she was getting married. Was it a forced marriage, or was it that she had departed from this lover emotionally? Because if that was, because I feel that she had departed from this lover emotionally, where the emotional divorce had happened. For the girl, she would have come out of it. She would have taken that time, but she would have come out of it by because if you see movies like Devdas, etc., where people get so drenched into those emotional side of it that they get so obsessed with it that they are not able to cope up with it. So either they go into extreme depression, or they think the best way to end thing is taking away their lives. Also, at the same time, not and also perhaps ensuring that my lover should not be a partner to someone else because my lover was my property. We had shared the dreams together, and that is what psychologically means to such people.
Right. Dr. Kakkar, also, of course, you know, what explains the kind of mindset also that would inflict those wounds on, of course, a former lover like Dimple, but then also attempt to slit his own neck. Obviously the attempt was to kill himself as well, for it to be a double murder, or a murder and then a suicide.
Yes, so
but he's reportedly survived.
Yes, but like he stabbed her multiple times, this shows a narcissistic injury mindset. That means his own self-love and his own appreciation over himself has got punctured so much, and it has punctured his ego that now he's venting out on that poor girl, trying to justify that what he is doing is something which is justifiable because of his unconditional love. This is what the narcissist would tend to believe, that if they are giving something to the world, they have full, complete control over them. And that is what it is. And secondly, taking their lives or attempting to take his own life is again a classic thing, that I am going to end my life. This is what I have thought about it, but I will not, but I'll ensure that you don't belong to anyone else. So the person wanted to take away his life. However, I think his planning of taking his life was not complete because it's not easy. Because what I understand that he tried to, I think, self-stab or perhaps slice his neck with the knife, whatever he had. So that part obviously he failed. If he would have gone, he would have totally shot himself. So this was the kind of emotional despair this person was enduring. The sad part is, why did the family not understand this? Because there would have been so many behavioral changes in this person. This is not something he's done impulsively. It's a very well thought out process. He would have identified everything, the right time for it. But yes, doing this in the office shows that he was not able to control his rage, and he decided to stab her fearlessly in front of everybody. So that means he was certainly not in control over his emotions. And that is the most unfortunate part. When the person thinks, the narcissistic mindset thinks, that either you belong to me or you don't belong to anyone else. So that sense of entitlement in the Indian patriarchal society, it should go now by now,
Okay.
because we need to respect each other's identity.
Okay. Dr. Kakkar, appreciate you joining us with your perspective on this segment.